So hello and welcome to this new video. Today I want to talk about how to gain instant power and instant privilege as a woman, especially if you're a woman of the global majority. This is super strong. Okay, let me help you. The trick is, or how I do it, is to first of all make yourself the standard, not that, but to take ownership over the frame. Okay, divine ownership. That's what I've done since I was little. Okay, since I was little, is because you don't know what's going on really. Okay, but you take ownership over the frame. Okay, you take ownership over the square, the frame. You understand what I mean? It's very big. You take ownership of it all. This is what will give you privilege. Okay, is some sort of, you operate from your darkness. Okay, you operate from your darkness. That will give you instant privilege, universal privilege. Is because it's the divine feminine. The divine feminine is about the frame. Okay, it says the divine feminine is the feminine. It says I'm bigger than everything, I'm bigger than all. Okay, it's because I'm the feminine. Okay, and you take that as a woman. I've always done this, like unknowingly, instinctively. Okay, you take ownership over the big frame. Okay, and when you take ownership over the frame, what do? You have a situation, you set it in, you take ownership of it whole. Okay, so what is that signaling the people? You own it, so it is according to you, it's according to your will. This is how you as a woman, you give an order, or you give an order out, you text someone, you give that out, you send a message, and then you take ownership over the frame. You understand what I mean? And automatically, instinctively, they will fall according to that. This is how you gain instant privilege, and you set the standard like that. You understand what I mean? Because as a woman, okay, you have the privilege to be a woman, and you need to max it out by taking ownership over the frame, because you can. So, okay, consciousness, life is happening, consciousness and life is happening from you. It wouldn't exist without you. Okay, look, the frame, the situation you're set it in wouldn't even exist if you weren't there. You understand what I mean? If you weren't there as a woman, everyone involved also in that wouldn't be there. The entire consciousness, the entire reality wouldn't be there without you set it in there. So as a woman, how to gain instant privilege and highest position is by taking ownership of the frame. And that's quite dark. Okay, that's quite dark. That's operating from your darkness. Okay, but it works. Why would you do it otherwise? Okay, why would you do it? There is no otherwise. This is a how-to. It's dark. You set out the orders, you set out the what you want, you make the intentions first, and then you take ownership over the entire frame. Okay, you take the whole frame, like you look at the whole frame, you sit in there and you take it to yourself because you can. That's your privilege as a woman. Okay, that's your divine privilege as a woman, because you are literally the reality. Do you understand? Do you people understand? You are literally this reality wouldn't exist without you in there. Is this the man is the NPC character? Okay, the man is to be addressed. You understand what I mean? But the woman is the entity that is creating the reality and the consciousness. Okay, is creating the reality and the consciousness. So when you send out something to a man, okay, you know when they will respond. If you take the response from them, that's it. Okay, you need to be like from that darkness. I mean, look, I just told you, this is the super standard, a super trick. You take ownership over the frame. You look, what is the frame? You take ownership over the frame. Okay? So that means You set out the orders and then you take it, okay? And then you take it because the frame is yours, okay? That's an observation you must digest first, okay? You must digest this observation first, that you set the frame. You understand what I mean? I mean that you have control over the whole frame. That is your superpower as a woman. And the more feminine you are, okay, the more of that power you have. So I have a theory, okay? Black women, Asian women, okay? Those are actually the most feminine women. Because the most feminine woman you will come across, okay? No, also like it doesn't, I mean, you understand femininity is this, is the creator, is just the creator essence. You understand what I mean? I don't know, but I just know like Central Asian woman, okay? Asian woman. Women in general have this ability, okay? Some women have more, some women have less, but like all to an extent. You understand what I mean? You have like control over the frame, so you take it to you. That's the evilness, that's the evil side. But yes, you have to digest this information first, okay? I do actually have a theory, okay? I have the theory that I mean, it's not a theory, I just know when you're a strong person, okay, it doesn't matter now about black, woman, race, or when you're a strong person, that means you have like universally strong attributes, okay, universally backed up strong attributes. Then you will try to be put down by other people in general, okay? So that's why women are like oppressed, because women have literally the ability to create life, okay? That's like a pro, but you know, the stronger an individual is from his personal characteristics, of course they will be confronted with more you understand what I mean? Yes, so it's always like that, okay? But take ownership over the whole thing, over the whole frame. Crash it if you have to. I mean, do so. Because women can create reality, women can create life, but women can also destroy reality, okay? When you have created a reality, you can also destroy it, okay, the second afterwards. But like, yes, how this video announced, the topic is when you want to have instant privilege, you must take ownership over the frame. You must take ownership over the frame. There's like immense value in this information, okay? Because you need to digest it, you need to deeply understand it, okay? You have literally own the consciousness. You have to understand this first. The consciousness wouldn't even be there without you. It's deeply philosophical, I know, but the whole consciousness, this whole reality wouldn't even be there without you. I made this notification when I was 6 years old or something like that, okay? It's so simple, but it's so pragmatic. It's so simple, but it's so pragmatic. When I was 6 years old, I looked in the mirror and I literally had the consciousness that I see the world through my lenses, okay? I see the world through my eyes. And it's like, okay, you say like, okay, but it's like something, when you get it, okay, when you deeply understand that, you know how powerful that is. I figured that out when I was 6 years old. It's a divine feminine ego, because it doesn't matter if I say something, if I do something, I just know I'm right, okay? I just know I'm right, okay? That's the divine feminine ego, is the ego of life, okay?